There's something about going back and rewatching old TV shows from your childhood that just fills you with this
Magic
warm,
School Bus.
nostalgic feeling. Even though
Magic School Bus.
these shows can still connect with you in ways that
Magic School Bus.
That's at least how I feel when I rewatch The Magic School Bus. A show before everything
I ain't gonna
became
lie,
cynical
the
and
Magic School Bus was doing some weird activities, bro. Like, what you mean the bus flew down somebody's butthole and out their throat? Like, I just never, bro, why is there a bus going in my butthole and coming out my throat? Like, it just...
edgy. A show that just wanted to teach
you see what I'm
people
saying? Look at this.
how the world
Look.
works. But
Look!
then you find something in that show that you don't remember. Something dark.
Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof.
Man,
of
this
what'll
school
happen
bus
to
is
you
on
if you stay here with
I don't
your
even know.
stuff. I
Miss Frizzle was off that gas, too.
Huh. That's weird.
Where's he
I
at?
don't remember Arnold dying in the show.
No, he
And
didn't.
The more I
Is that
rewatched,
true?
the more
Is that true?
I realized how much I missed as a kid, and I knew I had to make my next theory about this.
So why did this
Inside
fly
the
over
Magic
my
School
head?
Bus is
None of
a
this fly
culture
over.
of fear and
What
lies.
what
all
if
the
what
hype.
if that little kid is Miss Frizzle's son? What if he's Miss... Okay.
A massive secret. Trust me,
Okay.
this theory is just as dark or complex as any of my SpongeBob theories.
Okay.
This is the Magic School Bus doppelganger theory.
What if that is Miss Frizzle's son whole time? What if Miss Frizzle ain't really the teacher? Say shit. To recruit gamers to play.
This is a pretty fun game.
Bro,
I
CSGO, bro.
awesome
That's CSGO. That's CSGO, bro.
It's the 12th grade up.
Nobody still play Among Us. Get him out of here.
What?
Fortnite, get him out of here. This is
You
a
won't
video
figure
like 30 years old,
And
bro.
also the
This is, bro, CSGO, bro. Come on, skip all this, bro. Skip all that. Part 1, come on. Come on. Here we go. When this video dropped, like 8 years ago?
The Magic School Bus is an
3 years
animated
ago? Makes
educational
sense.
kids show that aired from 1994 to 1997 and later got rebooted on Netflix in 2017. It follows Miss Frizzle and her
Wait a
class
minute.
of 97 and later got rebooted
I
on
don't remember this version of it.
Netflix in 2017. It follows Miss Frizzle and her class of 4th grade students as they use the Magic School Bus to go on crazy field trips to places
Okay,
like
be
outer
honest.
space,
In the
inside
chat,
the human body, and
who
traveling
thought
back
Miss
in
Frizzle
time,
looked kinda
all to learn
bad?
about how the world works. Like a lot of you, I watched it in school growing
Who
up.
low-key
but
thought
it
Miss
wasn't
Frizzle
until
was kinda
recently
bad?
that I started to question some things about the show. Like, do the parents know that their kids are regularly going on these dangerous, life-threatening expeditions? And
No.
how is Arnold still alive after taking off his helmet in space?
Y'all sleep on Miss Frizzle, bro. Miss Frizzle got that bizzle booty.
Shoo! Thanks, Janet.
Oh,
What?
he just got a cold after being exposed to the freezing
A
vacuum
cold
of
and
space.
a cold and a
That's
clone.
it. Something seems wrong here.
Did y'all see his
But wait,
clone?
before we even begin to question the logic of the show, we have to ask if there's even anything here worth theorizing about. I get this comment.
Yes, it's a lot to theorize about. It's a lot. Why does the bus have a face? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Why is Miss Frizzle always wearing the same dress every episode? Like, why are they going on the same? Like, it just, none of this stuff does make sense, bro. Like, why am I sending my kids to school and they
All the time. It's just a kid show. And you're right. When it comes to most kid shows, there's usually no internal
the
logic
Pig?
to how or why things happen.
It's the
and
Minnie
it would be
Mouse
pointless to
Paw
try and make a theory about it.
Patrol.
Except, here's the thing that sets the Magic School Bus apart from most kid shows. The
Show
show
me.
itself is constantly pointing out and questioning its own logic. It
Okay.
does this at the end of every episode during something called the producer segment.
Okay.
At the end of every episode, a character known as the producer for the Magic School Bus TV show shows up and answers questions from the fans.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, you work on the Magic School Bus show, right?
You bet. I'm the producer.
That's right. Just like SpongeBob, the Magic School Bus breaks the fourth wall and acknowledges the fact that it's a TV show. Except, the Magic School Bus does it in a very interesting way.
It's a TV
At
show?
first I thought this character was supposed to be an animated stand-in for the actual real-life producer of the show, but the producer doesn't talk about the show.
I thought it's just called the Magic School Bus. When? Okay, yes, I get it's a show in real life, but so it's a cartoon inside of a cartoon.
Like
I never
animated.
realized that
He
till
talks
now.
about it like it's a live-action production.
How come
Since
there was
when?
only one kind of bat on your show? There are almost 1,000 different kinds, you know.
Well, those kind of bats were banned from the set.
In fact, everyone talks about it like it's a live-action TV show.
Is this the bakery where they filmed that Magic School Bus show?
Yes.
What we are seeing here is not the actual producer of the PBS animated Magic School Bus show. We are seeing a fictional producer character for an in-universe live-action TV show inside of the real-life animated Magic School Bus show. It's confusing, I know. Think of it like a mockumentary where the filmmakers are just as much a part of the story as the characters. So, just like my SpongeBob television theory,
So when they-
everything we
Okay. So when they go down, I know I keep talking about booty holes. So when they go in somebody's body, how exactly do you set that scene up? You know what I'm saying? Like, how exactly do you set that scene up? Or is that real? Or have we even got to that part of the theory yet? Because I'm still trying to confuse on why the bus shrunk that small. How do you even get the set for a booty hole? To be honest.
see in the show is being
How do you
filmed
get a
by
set for that?
in-universe cameras, and everything that happens is just scripted for the purposes of creating an educational.
How do you get a
live-action
set for
TV
that?
show.
Since when can a bus shrink and sprout legs like a bullfrog?
Like, how do you get a set for that?
Since the scriptwriter wrote it in for the purposes of this episode,
You didn't believe the part where the kids got so close to the volcano.
It's television. We all know real kids don't go inside volcanoes.
And another thing, if an astronaut ever does make it to Pluto, she'd better not take her helmet off.
You think they'd end up with more than a cold, huh?
She'd end up a block of ice, or worse.
None of the characters actually go to space or travel through time.
Ah, makes
There's no real
sense.
danger or magic involved. In the
That
canon
makes
of the
sense.
show,
If it's a
everything we
show,
see is
that's
fake.
why he
And
obviously-
This isn't even a Truman Show
Okay.
situation where the main characters are unaware they're being filmed.
Okay.
The kids actually sometimes show up or call in on the producer segment and talk as if they know about the show.
Watching that show, you'd think that nighttime lasted about 5 seconds.
Oh, well, we were a little short on time.
So that
Okay,
pretty much
now that makes
answers
sense
every
on that part.
possible question I could have about the show, right? Like anything weird or dark I find could just be
I
explained
feel like
away
he
by
died
being
because it's a
scripted by the
TV show.
showrunners. And
Like
I
in
almost gave
movies,
up on
if
making this.
a nigga did that shit in movies, though, they don't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a nigga did that shit on movies, they just put the helmet back on and it's cool. But, like, it's also a cartoon. So, like, it's a cartoon inside of a cartoon. You feel me? It's like it's like SpongeBob inside of SpongeBob. That makes sense.
Theory because of that. Until I realized that's exactly what the Magic School Bus wants us to think.
What? What exactly do they want us to think, Chad?
Seatbelts, everyone!
The cover-up. Okay. GG's.
In Season 2, Episode 3, The Busasaurus,
Season 2.
the class travels back in time on the Magic School Bus to visit the dinosaurs. During the episode, they keep track of which dinosaurs only ate plants with this chart. But when they go back to the present, we don't see the class take the chart with them. Just like the end of every episode, they have a producer segment, this time with a guest star from the show, and they clarify none of the magic they showed was real.
So no one's ever traveled back in time and seen real dinosaurs.
absolutely not. Time travel is impossible.
But it's what happens at the very end of this segment that changes everything.
Oh, but of course it's not.
What? So the lizard, what the lizard got? The lizard
How
got
could
something
they
to do with
find the dinosaur chart buried underground if the time travel wasn't real?
It's the
This
lizard, bro.
directly contradicts what the producers are constantly saying about the show. And
The
this
lizard
happens
plays a
all
big
the time
role,
in the
bruh.
producer segments.
Which reminds me why I called in the first place.
Yes?
I'm still waiting for someone to get that pile of litter off my planet.
Everybody knows there's no such thing as ghosts.
It's the lizard. The lizard. The lizard be everywhere. He the main character, bro. What if the whole story is behind the lizard? What if it's what the lizard sees and what, you know what I'm saying? What if it's what the lizard sees and not what the children see? Is what if it's not about the bus? What if it's the magic lizard? That's what it should have been called.
Come for
'Cause
punches.
why is a
Not
lizard in
a
every
million
scene?
years. I wish you guys would stick to the facts.
Look, lizard.
It took water more
Watch,
than
lizard.
15 million years to carve out
Watch,
the Grand
lizard,
Canyon.
right here.
About as long as it's going to take you to freeze that
Look,
water.
lizard. The lizard is the producer. The lizard is the show. The lizard, he actually writes it up on how he sees the show. I figured out the theory, chat.
The impossible things that happen on these field trips are clearly real in the canon of the show, but why are they lying about it? In fact, they seem to get kinda nervous whenever the callers get pushy about what's real and what's not.
It would have taken weeks for the asteroid to reach the sun. You made it seem like it could happen in seconds.
Well, we had to fake it.
Ms. Frizzle must be magic.
Why do you say that?
What was
It's
that?
the lizard, man.
That? Oh, that was just the sound of Liz stretching the truth.
So why not just tell them that it's a real magic school bus? What's with all the secrecy? The class is constantly going to places like outer space, the bottom of the sea.
It ain't
inside
boring,
an active
promise.
volcano,
It ain't boring.
All extremely dangerous places that no school could ever take kids unless they lied about it and pretended like the field trips were just faked as a part of an elaborate fictional TV show. And the cover-up goes much farther than just the show. The principal of the school has no idea what they're doing on these field trips.
You're telling
They got a
me
principal.
you went inside a chicken to find me an egg?
Yes, sir, we did.
But going inside a chicken is not a state-approved field trip.
And even when they tell him, he doesn't believe them.
Do you really expect me to believe that the chicken laid an egg with all of you inside it?
And even
Yes.
the parents don't know what's
With
going
Miss
on.
Frizzle, yes.
Now, live from the throne.
Miss Frizzle made everything
that little
possible.
girl looks just like your friend Wanda.
Who, her? No. Wanda's much, shorter.
Ralphie, I know that guilty look. What's going on?
Nothing, Mom. Really.
Oh, I'm sure they were just hanging around. Right, Ralphie?
Right, Miss Frizzle.
It's never
So you
explicitly
mean to tell me
stated in the
nobody,
show, but if you
no
pay
parents
attention,
went and
it's
questioned
clear
Miss
that these
Frizzle on
field
what
trips
she be
are
doing?
a massive secret, and the kids are actively helping hide it.
But Miss Frizzle, we can't let Mr. Junket know the bus is magic.
He can't know what he can't see.
But why? I could see why the producers are hiding the secret, but why are the kids in on it? Maybe it's just because
That's a
they love
good
the
question.
field trip so much, and they know that if the secret got out,
That's
they
a
wouldn't
good
be able to
question.
go on them anymore. But I think there might be something more going on here. In the very first episode of The Magic School Bus, Arnold brings his cousin Janet to visit his school, and she mentions that Arnold told her all about the field trips they go on.
Arnold told me all about your field trips,
Oh, that wasn't his twin from earlier?
Dorothy.
Like, what? I thought that was his twin from
Look at their
earlier.
reactions to hearing this. They are terrified of someone else knowing the truth. Now, I've already shown you that clip of Arnold taking off his helmet and freezing in space, but I didn't show you why he did it. Throughout the entire episode, Janet is trying to collect proof to prove that she went to space. And in order to convince Janet not to bring back incriminating evidence, Arnold does this.
There's no way I'm going home without my stuff. It's proof. Nobody will believe me without it. Janet, you want
What's a good reason?
I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Arnold is more afraid.
Okay, he blacklit her. Yeah, you can't take that with you because nobody knows about this. So, but my thing is, if he froze his head off for this, like he froze his head off for his cousin, like that's not even his girl for real. He froze his head off for his cousin. Let me tell y'all something. When it comes to your cousin and you gotta do stuff for your cousin, do it. Do it. I'm telling you, do it. Do it. Do it. Cause your cousin I swear your cousin feel like she your girlfriend, and that's not the case. You not finna sit here and gaslight me to take your stuff when I'm finna gaslight you first to put me back on the bus, so that way makes sense. I understand what you're going through, Arnold. I just went through this shit like 2 weeks ago. Swear to God. Arnold, you got a point, bro. I would have did the same shit, bro.
Of Janet exposing
But what's
their
good reason?
secrets, then taking
I don't
off
got no
his helmet in
soundboard.
space. What could these kids possibly be so afraid of happening if the truth got out? Well, in season 1, episode 11, we actually do get to see what DA thinks would happen if her old teacher found out about their field trips.
Okay, what happens?
Mr. Seaflat, I I'd like you to meet.
Take chances, make mistakes, get messy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we never did anything like this at our old school.
Miss Frizzle.
Holy shit. It's Miss Frizzle. They're all afraid of Miss Frizzle. Miss Frizzle may seem like this quirky, fun, eccentric teacher, but she is constantly manipulating.
Okay, back to what I was saying. Y'all don't think Miss Frizzle was bad, bro. Miss Frizzle definitely was bad somewhere down the line. I put that on my... Said, look at her. She always had different earrings on. That shit cute.
Manipulating these kids into being afraid
That shit is
totally
cute.
obedient. In episode 2, Arnold asked Miss
Looks
Frizzle
like a
if he could
man.
skip the field trip.
Miss Frizzle, I'd really love to go on a field trip.
You don't
but-
got taste in
but
women.
I've got this weird feeling.
Well, Arnold, I do need a volunteer to stay behind.
She casually says he can stay behind, but then without telling him, they shrink down and go inside of Arnold for their field trip.
Why?
At the end of the episode, they tell Arnold they were inside of him, and after this horrifying realization sets in, he says this.
You went inside?
Miss Frizzle, no matter what, I'll never miss another field trip. Never,
So you telling me if they miss a field trip, they going inside Joe booty hole?
ever.
The message Miss Frizzle is sending is clear. If you disobey or try to miss a field trip, there will...
Miss Frizzle, I promise you, I'll put this on my dagger in my head. Please I will never ever miss a field goal, bro. I promise you, I will never miss a field goal. I mean, I will never miss a field trip a day of my life, bro. I'll be at school every single day, 365 days a day, bro. I promise you, bro, and I'll be there 366 days if it's leap year, bro. Trust, because bro, there's no way you're gonna take that big old magic school bus up my booty hole.
Will be consequences. And if you don't believe me, in the very next episode, the exact same thing happens. In this episode, Ralphie gets sick and his mom tells him he has to miss school, but Ralphie vehemently tries to fight it.
It's my opinion, as your mother and as a doctor, that you have a fever, which
So
means
you
you are
telling
sick,
me
which
telling me Miss Frizzle, my mama said no, and you still went on my booty hole?
means you are going back to bed.
But Mom!
Seems kind of weird, right? Usually kids love to miss school, especially a slacker, goofball character like Ralphie. But no, he knows there will be consequences if he misses a field trip. And as expected, the class goes to his house, shrinks down, and goes inside of him. It's like an unspoken rule of the class. If you miss a field trip, you will become the field.
Miss Frizzle on some shit, boy. Miss Frizzle know what she doing. Don't never miss Miss Frizzle class ever again, bro. Ever, bro. Dad be. This make me realize, like, oh my God, I should go to school every single day. I wonder if I don't go to school, does my class still take the school bus up my butt?
There is a culture of fear and lies in the classroom. And
this make me want to go to school again, bro. I'm going back to college, bro.
You must keep her secrets and continue going on these dangerous field trips, even if there's risk of getting hurt or worse. Which brings me back to my original question. How did Arnold actually survive after taking off his helmet in space? What if I told you he didn't? And the Arnold we see after this is not the same Arnold.
He's still on this shit? I dead forgot about that question.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
I dead forgot about that.
So, the Magic School Bus is supposed to be this infinitely powerful magical contraption, right? It can go anywhere, travel through time, and change itself or anyone else into just about anything. So, who's to say that the kids who get injured or killed don't just magically get brought back to life by the bus off screen? But after Arnold comes back from being frozen in space, he acts different. In the very next episode after he gets frozen, they keep calling attention to the fact that Arnold is acting weird for some reason.
You feel alright, Arnold?
It's sort of explained away in the episode, but it's weird how they keep bringing it up.
Miss Frizzle, I'd really love to go on a field trip, but I've got this weird feeling.
And before he was frozen, we heard him say this.
I wonder where we're going today. Inside a rotten log? Been there. To the bottom of the ocean? Done that.
He mentions how they've already been to the bottom of the ocean and inside of a rotten log. But they visit both of these places in future episodes, and Arnold never mentions the fact that they've already been there. In fact, no one does. It's like they don't even remember these past field trips. And this show does have continuity and a precedent for mentioning old field trips.
This looks familiar, kind of like when we were in your bloodstream, Ralphie. Remember?
There's something really strange going on with these kids, but for the longest time, I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I discovered something. Something so impossible and confusing that when I saw it, it honestly gave me chills. In episode 2, the Magic School Bus
still keep going to the same episode.
Shrinks down and goes inside of Arnold to learn about the digestive system.
We get it.
But there's something inside of Arnold that made me question everything about
Wait, was this
show.
after he got
Something
frozen?
that I guarantee you wouldn't normally notice. Are you ready?
Was this after
Let
he
me
got
play the clip
frozen?
for you.
Esophagus. It's where your food goes after you swallow.
Miss Frizzle, what are you doing?
Did you see it?
I'm finally live. Oh my god. It's been an hour and 16 minutes, bro. It's been an hour and 16 minutes. But like you finally got the notification. Let's talk about that. Have you ever thought about that? What if you're late on the you're late?
Let's slow it down a bit. How the fuck is Arnold inside of
I didn't even see that shit.
Arnold? He is the one person who absolutely cannot be in the bus right now. But there he is, sitting in the back. But
the producers on the slept past that, boy. Bro, this is what I don't get. Hear me out. This nigga was inside his own body. How is that possible?
the next time we see the back of the bus, he's gone. No way. This has to be some sort of really weird...
Nah, they're lying on this. The producers in the show fucked up. Not the producers that wrote the show. The producers that wrote the show in the show fucked up. That's all it is. That's actually a mannequin of Arnold. That shit.
Animation mistake, right? Except 25 seconds later, we see him again sitting in the back
in the same position. Niggas sitting in the same position. He didn't move a bit.
of the bus. How is Arnold inside of Arnold? Okay, maybe they just made the same mistake twice, right? Except this isn't even the only episode where this happens. In season 4, episode 2, the class learns about a chicken's life cycle and shrinks Arnold down inside of an egg to watch it hatch.
And let me guess, he was on the bus while it was hatched. And the fuck is this? What exactly is this thing right here? That thing is ugly. JB, your cousin's on the screen.
While they're waiting for it to hatch, the rest of the class goes to talk to the principal in his office.
And Arnold right there.
Except for a single shot, we can see Arnold in the
How? Arnold don't be saying a single word, bruh.
office, even though he's supposed to be inside of the egg. And just like last time, he immediately disappears as soon as we cut back to where he was standing. Who is this second Arnold who keeps appearing in places he shouldn't be? And that's when it all made sense.
This can be true, right?
The Magic School Bus doesn't bring dead kids back to life. They replace them with identical clones. Or, how I like to call them, doppelgangers. It is no coincidence that this second Arnold showed up in the episode.
What's the name of this one? What's the name of that? What's the name of that episode? What's the name of that episode? What's that boy's name?
Right on the Magic School Bus.
Yes, it's where your food goes after you swallow.
Miss Frizzle.
The driving.
Cool. It's like we're driving through a tunnel, but the tunnel's driving us.
Hey, Arnold, how about a bush?
He's not there.
I wonder if this is what it feels like to get squeezed out of a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, but I get the feeling we're not gonna end up on Arnold's toothbrush.
Huh? Oh, right you are, Tim. The esophagus connects the mouth to the... Anyone?
I don't know how much more of this I can stomach.
Excellent, Ralphie.
Is that the only time he shows up?
Hard port glass.
Follow one?
There's more.
Stomach acid? Got a whole...
He ain't there no more.
The asparagus?
No.
See, this is shit. That's that booty hole shit I be talking. See the booty hole shit I be talking about.
Carlos, these... Miss Frisk...
Immediately after Arnold died in space. This is either the Space Arnold's body or some sort of rogue doppelganger they lost track of, trying to blend in the back of class. But wait a second. Can the Magic School Bus even create clones of living things? Like, it seems like the Magic School Bus can do anything, but we never actually see
Yeah,
it
we're doing reacts right now,
create
bro.
something from scratch. It only ever changes.
I'm waiting on
things.
CS:GO.
It can turn a student into a fish, but it never creates a fish out of nothing. Trust me, I have looked everywhere in both this show and the reboot, and there is no evidence the bus can create life.
Why'd they reboot the school bus? Does anybody know that? No, and I bet you. What was the ratings for this? Was the ratings low? It had to be low because I didn't even know they dropped this. I'm not gonna.
But that's only because I was looking in the wrong place.
Nobody
Miss Frizzle's classroom is absolutely full of dioramas of human body parts. An eye, a foot, an ear, the human skeleton. But if you pay close attention to these background objects, you'll realize they're not dioramas. They constantly move and blink as if they're alive, and the only possible explanation is that they were created by the Magic School Bus. Meaning it is totally possible for the bus to grow these doppelgangers to replace the students. Every time a student dies on a field trip,
This nigga's dragging a producer mistake. A producer inside the producer mistake. Like the producer of the show, but the producer inside the show mistake. You know what I'm saying?
they have the perfect solution to cover it up. But how often could they possibly need to do this? Yeah, the kids regularly put themselves in danger, but the closest we get to an on-screen death was Arnold taking off his helmet, and that's only one episode. Well,
but what if that wasn't Arnold, though?
Remember, the show itself is an unreliable narrator. They're obviously gonna cut out or recontextualize anything that could expose them. But I think they let an important clue slip in the very first episode. Remember, when Arnold came back from being frozen in space, he was sick, which seemed to carry over with how weird he was acting in the next episode. Maybe when a doppelganger is created, they come out very weak from the cloning process and have the symptoms of a sickness. Is it possible every time a character gets sick in the show, they've actually been recently replaced with a doppelganger? How else does the producer know details about Ralphie's specific sickness?
What were those kids doing visiting Ralphie when he was so sick and tired?
Oh, well, don't worry. He wasn't infectious.
And Ralphie not being infectious would make sense if it's not actually a sickness, but the symptoms of being a newly grown doppelganger.
So was he a doppelganger?
Same episode Ralphie gets sick, the skeleton in the classroom has a completely different outfit from previous episodes, with a different tie and no sunglasses. Maybe the classroom skeleton is where they store the body of the last dead student. It even has very similar shoes to Ralphie's. But this goes far beyond just the occasional student getting replaced. I have found evidence of past field trips that went so horribly wrong that no student came back from them alive. In episode 4, they shrink down and take a field trip into the ocean. Eventually, they get fished out by a fishing woman who says this.
Nope. Already have a bus.
Why would she have already fished up a miniature bus from the ocean? I mean, maybe it's like a toy or something, but that's not the only time
Gotta
something
look at this
like
guy.
this has happened. In Season 2, Episode 1, they explore an underwater volcano and briefly pass by a random sunken ship.
Titanic!
Except, if you look closely, it has a figurehead of
Miss Frizzle, okay?
on the front of the
we
ship.
get it?
Why on
So
earth?
Miss Frizzle is a dingleberry. I mean, Dagobah.
What a random ship at the bottom of the ocean
Dagobah.
Well, it looks a lot like the
Dagobah.
Magic School Bus turned into a boat in Season 4, Episode 13, and had a figurehead of Liz, the class pet. These are the wreckages of past failed field trips where nobody returned alive. There have been countless children who have died on these field trips, but why? What is the point of all this? Who's really running the show here, and what is the true
Miss
identity
Frizzle, bro.
of Miss Frizzle?
Thank you, bro. Somebody, finally we get some research on Miss Frizzle, bro. Finally we get some research on Miss Frizzle, bro. Why she always got different earrings in? Why is her hair always frizzy?
You bet, I'm
like,
the producer.
whoa, come on, talk to me.
One of them.
There's 2 characters who have been called producers of the show, and we never find out their names or where they came from. But do they look familiar at all to you?
No.
They have a very similar appearance to Tim and Wanda. Is it possible the producers are actually the original students who survived all these years? And the similarities go far beyond just their appearances. The male producer is seen working on a bee farm that we've never seen before, but Tim mentions in Season 3, Episode 1 that his grandpa owns a bee farm.
I've been delivering honey from my grandpa's bee farm all summer.
Maybe the producer is working on his grandfather's farm. And just like how
that's his daddy. Wait, no. That is him.
How the producer works on storyboards, we see Tim working on his comic books. The female producer has a big plush frog in her office, and we know Wanda used to have a pet frog that she loved.
You know, Miss Frizzle, I was really glad when you said I could bring my best friend Bella the bullfrog to school.
In fact, in Season 1, Episode 5, Wanda has to let her pet frog go to live a happier life in the wild, and we see the producer rewatch this scene and cry.
Bye, Bella. I know you're going to have a good life here, but I am going to miss you. Bella.
It all makes sense now. It makes sense now. It makes sense.
I think it is very likely that the producers are the original Tim and Wanda. But what about the rest of the original students?
Yeah, where they come
Maybe
from?
Tim and Wanda are the only survivors, but I did find this guy working at a carnival in Season 2, Episode 10 that looks a lot like Ralphie. And I could also totally see Ralphie growing up to work at a carnival. But then what about Miss Frizzle? Even though we see the producers running things at the end of the episode, it seems like Miss Frizzle is also in charge of the show.
You really
She's locked
us
up.
to believe that Mikey had the power to actually knock the bell clear off the hammer slammer?
Just between us, we had a story conference about that, and it was Miss Frizzle's idea.
But we know nothing about Miss Frizzle's past, and obviously she doesn't resemble any of the kids like the producers do. I mean, the closest comparison we have is Arnold with their similar hair color, but obviously Arnold is male.
I was saying that earlier.
And that's what I thought too, until I discovered
that's what I was saying.
Theory.
That's what
Pickle
I was
theory
saying
is not a
earlier.
theory I created. It's something I discovered while researching for this video. It stems from this weird moment in Season 2, Episode 7 with Miss Frizzle.
Whoa! There's a ton of pickles in here.
You caught me, Ralphie. Oh, I have a private and powerful.
Why Miss Frizzle got a jar full of pickles in her closet, bro? I knew she liked them pickles, man.
Full passion for pickles.
Even if I told you the context of this episode, this moment wouldn't really make sense. Miss Frizzle just has a secret closet full of pickles and a private and powerful passion for them for some unexplained reason. But this is where pickle theory comes in. To understand pickle theory, you need to understand that there's a common medication used in hormone therapy for trans women that has the side effect of making you crave sodium. And pickles are very salty.
So you
they've become a common snack.
So you saying she's Arnold, nigga? So you saying that's Arnold? Arnold, so you saying that's the female? So you mean to tell me that's Arnold? He been taking pills to grow boobs and all that.
In the female transgender
Come on,
community.
gang.
And Pickle Theory states that this weird moment with Miss Frizzle admitting to a private craving for pickles is a hint about her
I ain't hitting no more, bro. Not hitting Arnold, bro.
Actually being a transgender woman. And I think it's a cool theory, but probably not enough evidence to win me over yet. And even if it is true, there's definitely not enough evidence to say Miss Frizzle is the original Arnold. I mean,
I changed my mind.
But then I watched Season 4, Episode 10, where we actually get to see inside of Miss Frizzle's house for the very first time.
I changed
and
my
I found
mind,
a picture on her wall that is going to blow your
I'm over here
mind.
talking about I would have hit Miss
A
Frizzle
picture
the
of
whole
someone
time.
who looks a lot like a female version of Arnold, right down to the yellow and white shirt and glasses. masses. I think this
saying
is
I
what
would
Miss
hit
Frizzle
her the
looked
whole
like as a
time.
kid. Either she's transgender, or the cloning process can just create different gender versions of characters, but whatever it is, you can't tell me this doesn't make it seem like Frizzle is a female version of Arnold. Even her name, Miss Frizzle, sounds fake. It sounds like something she just made up because she has frizzy hair, a trait that she shares with Arnold. All of the people running the Magic School Bus show are the original versions of the students, creating doppelgangers of themselves and forcing them to go on dangerous field trips. But why? What is this all for? To make the Magic School Bus TV show and educate the kids of the world. And god damn it, it worked.
Is this the Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? You mean Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? I want the Magic School Bus!
I'm talking about I would crack Miss Frizzle, but bro, the whole time that's Arnold.
Magic School Bus!
In this universe, everyone knows about the Magic School Bus. It is a massive success. If you want to educate the world, then in the words of Miss Frizzle, you have to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Get very, very
The whole time
messy.
that's Arnold, bro. The whole time that's
And that's the
Arnold.
Magic School Bus doppelganger theory. Okay, bye.
Magic, hold on.